Hola, ¿cómo estás? Tudo bem? Konnichiwa. What it do? Thank you for listening to another episode of the J Boy Sports Podcast. And I'd like to discuss something that Kelly Obre, aka Tsunami Papi, aka Wave Papi, pause no diddy, because it's a little strange to be calling dudes Papi. But he recently said some stuff that, got people a little bit upset because, Channing Frye and his nostalgia, his whole little nostalgia rant that no one cares about. And, some people don't like stuff like that. So because some people don't like stuff like that, they're not going to like potentially what Kelly Oubre had to say here. So what did Kelly Oubre say? Kelly Oubre said in this graphic, "This game today is a little bit more soft. To call anybody a GOAT nowadays is disrespectful to the awards and accolades MJ and Kobe have won." Uh-oh. New age players aren't supposed to talk like this. You're not supposed to talk like this, guys. This is somebody call the police. Flag on the play. Too much realism. So what does he mean by this, man? I was listening to a podcast called Man Down, and they do a great job over there. They're some of the people that have inspired me to start my own podcast because I listen to them so much. And the main guy, his name is Mel, and he had said this: how can you be the best players coming out of one of the softest eras? And I gotta tell you, it's a harsh reality, but there's some truth to that, man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really. It's hard for me to look at the way how easy the game is now, and really give the players that much credit for some of them for what they're doing. Like, I can see some guys and I see them and say, you know what, this guy could really do it here, there, anywhere. But even their numbers are inflated dramatically. When you watched Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan play the game, they're scoring all their baskets. Like, a lot of their baskets are being scored in a phone booth, man. Especially Kobe. Mike has some space because of the 3-second rule. But what Mike did have was still the confidence to knock down extremely difficult shots in ISO situations when the pressure was high. And that's what made Michael Jordan great. He also played great defense. But when you watch Kobe Bryant specifically, every shot, it's in a phone booth, man. Like, he's being harassed, guarded. They're not giving him any open shots. Kobe was so good that you didn't let him breathe. I see guys catch the ball now, for example, and they're not ready to shoot. If you catch the ball quick and you're in a good mid-range spot, just pull up and pop that. Kobe, Melo, Dirk, guys that specialize in that mid-range, you could never do that to them in their time period. These guys now, they got their hands down sometimes. Like, they're not even anticipating that you're going to shoot a quick shot in the mid-range. There's 80 million dribbles. Everybody's doing a screen and roll, a pick and roll all the time. There's got to be some dribbles. Like, there were times, the last time I seen it actually was Klay Thompson, when he went nuts. 60 points, only took like 11 dribbles. But, a lot of times now, people, it's not the same. He's actually right. Winning a scoring title when Kobe Bryant was playing in his prime was way harder than it is now. I don't even know who leads the league in scoring today. I think it's SGA. I want to say it's SGA. I'm pretty sure it's him. And, SGA is a problem, but the defense is still not the same defense. But even because the lack of big men, during Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's time, there were big men down there. Power forwards and centers. Like real actual big guys down there that would keep you from getting to the basket easily. That would knock you on your behind. You had to deal with dudes like Shaq. Power forwards like Chris Webber, Karl Malone at times. Yo, Chris Webber and Karl Malone were huge. Pause, no Diddy. You ever see them? How strong they looked on TV, at least. I remember when Karl Malone, and I didn't see this live as a kid because this is before my time, but I seen the replay videos of him elbowing the heck at Isaiah Thomas. And like his arm is dang near is bigger than Isaiah Thomas's head. So of course it caused damage. But you know, I understand what Kelly Oubre is saying, and there's people that's gonna call him a hater because he plays in this era. There's people that's gonna disrespect him for saying his truth. But at the end of the day, I see his point. I get what he's saying. What we're seeing now is not the hardest form of basketball. It's actually the easiest. It's the easiest to score. You just run that pick and roll, run that screen and roll at the top. Everybody moves out the way. You get an easy lane to the basket. There's no centers down there. It's just so many layups. And for somebody that saw the game before, it's actually frustrating and it's almost disrespectful. Because like he said, you didn't see that with Kobe and Mike. Not that many layups, man. And it's not even Kobe and Mike level players getting the layups. It's like nobody's, respectfully, getting all these layups, man. It's crazy. They're just screen, go to the basket, layup, dunk, screen, layup, go to the basket. No mid-range, nobody has to pull up, or a three-point shot. So I agree with Kelly. Swag Papi. Pause. Pause, no bad boy. But I think that he's right. And I watched this game today, and I just all the things that they're doing, I just think the numbers are skewed. To average 30 points at a time where Michael and Kobe were doing it, I believe was way harder. And I think that's a more exclusive group. So even outside of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, when I think about Shaq averaging 30 points, you know, when I think about Chris Webber and I'd say Amari Stoudemire were the best scoring power forwards that I've seen, besides Karl Malone and Charles Barkley, who were actually before me. That's kind of before my generation. Even though I watched them play, it was still a little bit before me, like most of their years. So Chris Webber and Dirk and Amari Stoudemire were the best straight up scoring power forwards that I'd seen. And Chris Bosh was on his way until he joined Miami, and then his numbers went down. But they're the best scoring power forwards that I've seen, and you know, it was harder to score for them even. It was just harder. Everything was harder back in the day. If you watch like old videos of Melo and Kobe Bryant fighting in the playoffs against each other, it was harder. People were posting people up. I remember against the Lakers when we won our first championship, the Blazers in Game 7, they almost had us. And, you know, Kobe took over in the fourth and pretty much led us home. With the lob to Shaq was one of the most famous plays of all time. But even in that series, Scottie Pippen and Bonzi Wells were giving it to Kobe Bryant at times. They were posting him up like crazy, trying to make him fight for everything, him and Rick Fox. And it was just a much more physical, drawn out, fight for your life type game. And we don't see that anymore now. So I agree. It is softer. And as far as the accolades, though, I will say I disagree with him about the accolades, especially in terms of Michael Jordan. And if you're a Jordan fan, you may not like to hear this, but in my honest opinion, I think Michael Jordan is great. I do think him or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT. I think it's interchangeable. But I also think that at Michael Jordan's position, I don't think he was challenged as much as regularly as he would have been in Kobe's era, or even parts of the KD, LeBron, Steph era. This era right now is just cupcake. It doesn't matter. But when Kobe was playing, you have Vince, AI, T-Mac, Richard Hamilton, Stackhouse. Just there was a lot of guards that were And small forwards, Sean Marion, Tayshaun Prince, Rajah Bell playing defense, Bruce Bowen, Tony Allen. There was a lot more. Rudy Gay. There was, and Melo came in at a certain point. Like Bron, obviously, Wade. There was a lot more physical, crazy athletes at your position than when Mike played. There were some. Mike and Clyde Drexler stand out the most, but they were kind of in a league of their own athletically. So they're playing against Jeff Hornacek, who was a nice player, but he's 6'4", kind of stuck to the floor, more of a jump shooter. That's, and I think he played against Byron Russell. Byron Russell was a good defender too, but not the same level of two-way player at all. So Mike's not getting challenged the same way. Now, Mike still would have been nice, don't get it twisted, because I watched him in the All-Star game when he came back for the last time, and he almost won MVP and won the All-Star game on a crazy spin around jumper on Sean Marion. Like when he came back, he was putting it on people. I'm not gonna lie. I still remember that block with two hands on the guy in the Bulls against his own team. Like Mike was like that. You could even see as he was older, he was like that. I just don't think you win 10 scoring titles in a league where there's Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, LeBron James, T-Mac, KD, Wade, Melo. It's going to be hard to win 10 scoring titles against all those guys fighting for that spot. So nonetheless, this is just discussing Kelly Oubre here and, the softness of the league today. I think there's a lot of truth in that, and a little bit maybe that wasn't that true, but overall more truth than falsities. So thank you for listening to this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. We'd love to have you. We're looking for as many members as we can possibly get. And remember, if you dislike my videos, if you don't like me because I say some things that hurt your feelings, that's fine. Please just keep listening because you're still helping me out. You don't have to hate me and make me poor. You could help, fund me a little bit, even if you hate listening. So I appreciate it either way. Y'all take care. Much love, humbly. Much love.